Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
With Stix.
What's going down, anonymous big homie?
What's good with you?
Hey,
all right?
We're getting this 2-year anniversary popping off, aren't we?
Man, hey, I'm over here. It's mad people in tuxedos and everything, and I told them they didn't have to come that pressed and primped and all of that. It was more of a casual situation, but I really appreciate everybody coming out in their best for the 2-year anniversary.
Dressed to the nines, as they like to say. Love it. Hey, just same old bullshit going on up in here. We got a little bit of sports to talk about today. 1 week out from Thanksgiving, like we just said, our 2-year anniversary is when we started it a couple years ago. Still grinding, still doing the damn thing. Hey, that's just how we do. Just have a
little on this ride.
Y'all. Yeah, have a little fun for y'all. But we'll get this popping off since we got some stuff we want to get out to everybody. What else is going on down there before we get rolling, homie? You keeping warm? You replace that AC with the heating furnace down in that bitch or what? It's getting cold out in this mug, man.
Man, well, for real, it is frosty. Now, we just went from, I don't know what it is up your way. I know you ain't have to deal with it, but it's probably more talk about all of the flooding and whatnot that's been going on around here. It damn didn't stop raining for like 10 days, bro. It was like,
for real,
I'm talking about nonstop, and it was crazy. Did you have any of that damn hurricane force wind kicking up through them buildings up there where you are?
I heard it all around us, but I didn't really get a whole lot of the wind. It was just rain and misty. Bellevue seems to get lucky and misses almost everything, bro. Like we had the snow last year or early this year in February. We actually got some snow, which is wild because usually everywhere we'll get pummeled, man. And then we'll just get like a couple inches or whatever here and there. But we actually got a little bit of that. But yeah, I didn't hear so much of the wind. There's probably a lot more. I saw the flooding up north of me and around me, nothing here. I'm sure the streets of Federal Way were getting monsoon river-like streets down there, though, for sure.
No, we ducked the flooding and all of that. But I'm telling you, hurricane force winds blew all off through here. And Federal Way, back over where I stay at, used to be a damn forest that they just decided to build houses and shit in. So it's trees, it's stuff down everywhere, branches in the middle of the street, the whole nine. And the tree in front of the house. Before all this started with the rain and then now this wind, it had all the leaves on there because it's fall. You know how it goes. They changing colors. We watching it. It looks great. I got about 10 leaves left on that damn thing now.
It took them all?
Naked.
Damn. Did it leave any of those leaves in the yard, or did they blow away? All up against the fence, probably.
All down the wind to the neighbor's crib. Hey. I was looking at their yard like, they better not come over here talking about this leaves. You better just rake that shit up because I'm not trying to hear it. And then
they didn't go offer to help him.
No, I was thinking, man, I should probably send my yard guy over there and have him blow theirs too, just because it came from our tree. Clearly, nobody has no trees, in this direction but us. We're the number one culprit. But our damn yard ain't got a leaf on it because they've all blown to their damn yard.
That's awesome.
So, but I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And you're not coming over here. So get your rake, get your bag, get your compost bin, get to work.
Spoken straight from the word of the culprit himself, like you said, right?
Straight up. I was not going to do it, man. I was ducking. I'm not even going to check the mail. I don't even want them to
crosshairs.
I don't even want them to see me and give me the little side neighbor eye talking about look at my damn yard and look at yours. I'm just going to be like, I don't know what to do. I can't tell you nothing.
There you go. Plead the fifth. I don't know what happened, bro.
Normal stuff.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Like we said, this is the 2-year anniversary. Anybody that wants to get their company and their name out there on this Sports Fix with Stix and a Not Big Homie podcast presented by thisisfunner.com, shoot them our way. Let's talk. Let's have some conversations. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, Nos Big Homie, at homie_anonymous. Search that hashtag Stix and Sports. Use that hashtag Stix and Sports because we're on there getting some good insight for y'all on what's going on in the sports world. And as you know, homie and I, have a little bit of beef on Twitter a little bit here and there with his power rankings and some of the nonsense that he spills. You don't want to miss it. He's got some good stuff. Cracks me up though.
Hit up that hashtag, y'all. I'm telling you right now, that's the easiest way for me to run through and just pick out all the stuff you guys have to say. I can't wait to hear it because I'm with the smoke, always with the sauce. Look, hit us up. We'll lace it down for you.
All right, the final score.
All right, homie, let's roll through some of this stuff. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Kind of our previous week stuff that we usually do. We'll get back to a couple of these things later. I just want to hit a couple things real quick.
Yeah.
MLB, Cleveland Guardians were supposed to release their merchandise on Monday, and I guess they ceased and assist or whatever that word is and says, do not do it on Monday.
So what's wrong with that? What's the word? I heard that too, but what's the reason?
The last thing is they were going through some roller derby team in Cleveland.
That you right.
Has the name, so they had to stop merch sales, but supposedly I think I heard today on Thursday or whatever day it is, that supposedly it's just going official on Friday. So they must have opened up the wallet, said, here, we'll pay you whatever for however many years and go away with your name and we're going to take it from you or whatever. So that was interesting. I just thought that was kind of, had all this merch ready to go. It would have been a big mess if they couldn't get rid of all that or if you couldn't use it ever.
No, they would have sold it. But once that squad that they're, that has the same name saw how much sales were going on, that means they're probably in for a bigger chunk of the pie. So what they should have done is they should have went ahead and rent them a check first. They should have wrote them a check right off the bat first. As soon as they, when you go through the name search, you should have wrote that check right off the bat. Maybe they don't necessarily need to change their name because I'm sure their logo or whatever is not going to be the same as ours. But here we go. We are who we are, Cleveland Guardians, and we're going to be using this logo. Here's your check. Go away.
Yep, 100%. Our poor Seattle Kraken, dog. They need to get something put together. 4-11-1. Struggling. Lost the last 5 in a row. They still have 3 more home games to get right. So funny. Yo, homie, what were we talking about offline? Overs 5.5
Yeah.
Like we discussed last week too. What?
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, right? Like
damn
you said. And then it's so funny. What I texted you a couple days ago. It seems like they're always good for that. We were looking for a prop bet of an empty net goal in a game or whatever. I don't even know if that's out there, but I couldn't find it. But that shit was wild. The other night, the other team got the empty net goal, and then last night to put the over 5.5, the empty net goal by the Blackhawks to put it over 5.5. It's a crazy, wild game out there, brother.
It's wild, and I had my brain all set up to put in that ticket, and every time yesterday, something kept distracting me, and I messed around. I'll look up, and it is literally 7-11. And the puck drop is at 7:08. For those who don't know, about hockey situations, it's always 8 minutes after the hour. Gives you that extra 8 minutes to get your tickets right, I guess. I like it, though.
Yeah, right.
But damn it, 7-11. And I run to my phone, man. Oh, man, I was upset. Of course, I still tried it anyway, but it wasn't there. Not available. And I text you immediately. I said, now it's going to hit, guaranteed.
Always.
And I was in it for the half a bid. Oh, I had my mind all set up. But I think that's what I'm going to do with hockey, because the popularity of the first period play, man, it's cool. I like it because you don't necessarily have to watch the whole game, all of that. If you're not a hockey fan per se and just want to make this money. But it's so wishy-washy, man. And the only way to really hit is to play the percentages, play them all, and hope to be on the majority. That's not fun. I think what I'm going to do is I think I might sit on this Kraken, keep me from having to play a whole bunch of games with them, and just pick the over 5.5 on them throughout the year and see how that turns out. Man, I think we might make out all right.
Yeah, I believe so. The funny thing with hockey is I noticed over the years that it always starts out 5.5 goals. Mm-hmm. And then it'll start to creep up there towards the end once the teams start getting settled in.
Yep. It'll
start to creep up to the 6.5. But right now, the 5.5 is the way to go, 100%. Over 5.5.
I'm trying to check out these tickets, man. They got tickets available for the Avalanche tomorrow. I don't know. I don't need to be out in public, but I don't know. Maybe I need to just go and see what this good Climate Pledge Arena, Key Arena remix, remodel looks like. Maybe I should. I don't know.
I think you should, homie. Give us a inside look at the Climate Pledge Arena. That'd be dope. It sounds nothing but spectacular, that's for sure. What's going down in the NBA? I missed the Pip. I heard Pippen was on some Good Morning show or whatever, degrading Michael Jordan and everybody else or whoever the hell else he doesn't like anymore these days.
Oh, man.
I haven't got to see the replay or see any clips of that yet, but the word on the street is Pippen out there, throwing smoke everywhere.
Oh, my God, man. This is the only thing that's happened in the NBA. I can give y'all the NBA minute. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely give y'all the NBA in a minute. You don't have to watch no NBA channel. You don't have to do nothing. Okay. But first, before I do, this dude, Scottie Pippen, is tripping. So most recently now, since he's on this tour, you know what I think is up with, man? Jordan got sneakers. So sneakers are basically like walking statues now. He's transcended basketball, right? And Scotty's looking like, yo, I was right there with all of this. He ain't win nothing without me. Now, I didn't win shit without him neither. But we're not talking about that right now. Somebody asked him about the different Bulls teams versus more current teams and asked them about the Warriors team that had Kevin Durant, right? This dude, Scottie Pippen, trying to keep his legacy alive for real, bro. So he went through the lineup, the starting five of the Warriors and the Bulls, and he goes, "Okay, Michael would win his matchup, and Curry would probably win his matchup, and this and that. But when it comes down to me, and KD, it's like a wash. So wait. Scottie Pippen is saying that him and KD is a wash. Like Jordan would win his matchup 100%. Steph Curry would win his, and then it was a couple others. He said Rodman. I think he said Rodman over Draymond. He said Luke Longley over Andrew Bogut too, by the way, or JaVale McGee, in which I say, okay, all right, I don't know. They're all the same to me. Okay. But when he said, me and KD, oh, that's a wash.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Man, he's gone off that alcohol he's selling.
He's spitting some nonsense there. That's
man,
sure.
He's freestyling way too hard out here. I mean, I get it because that's what happens with a lot of these players nowadays. I mean, especially from our day, because now we starting to be washed too. We feel it. I know what it is. I sure wish that I still had the swag in the streets like I did when I was 24.
Right.
Ain't no kids kids 13 and 12 don't want to listen to me right now like I don't know what it is. Right? So you want to stay relevant as long as you can, but especially when you done had accomplishments. You've had accomplishments. I get it. You done made those accomplishments, but man, after you've done it, you got to find something else to be good at, like Michael Jordan. I mean, yeah, he started with the sneaker thing, but now he's built it into what it is now. And some other stuff. Kobe Bryant was on the movie thing, and he did that to the highest level and all of this. You got to figure out what else you want to do, right? Instead of sitting up here like, oh, I'm going to stay relevant and keep comparing myself to players. You know who Scottie Pippen is in today's NBA? While you sitting up here talking about Kevin Durant. This dude ain't no better than Kawhi Leonard. That's who Scottie Pippen is. You remember the game? Think about the game and how they played.
That makes a lot of sense, homie. That's probably the most, common thread between those two would be definitely them two to comparison. That's what I was trying to think of. Definitely a great comparison. I think you hit that one spot on. Yeah,
man. So, but whatever, man. Hey, y'all want to hear what happened in the NBA in a minute?
All right, here you go. Man. Lay it down for him.
Yo, look, I'm going to tell you like this. Word on the street is that the Bucks stole this last title. Okay, that was last year. They had a damn COVID outbreak through the whole team that never got out. That would have cost Giannis and everybody on the team contact protocols. Nobody said nothing. They played in every game. Yo, something shady's going on. It's a great story, though. Hey, they're changing the name of the Staples Center. For whatever reason, they got $700 million to tame the damn shit to Crypto.com Arena. I'm not playing that. Staying on the Lakers. LeBron's trying hard not to play in none of these games. His stomach hurt is what he's saying right now. I don't believe this, man. I told you I didn't like this guy. AD said the Lakers aren't even a championship team. Well, yeah, damn right they ain't a championship team. If last night you out here get bodied by Giannis scoring 46 in your face and you did nothing, I'm not feeling that neither. The other day, Lonzo, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan, all dudes from LA, came back and washed the Lakers. I'm not feeling that. The Lakers fans is down. It's so bad for us. Alex Caruso came back too, and they gave him a damn standing ovation. We lost to the damn Bulls by 18. I'm not feeling that. Come on, man. Chris Paul, he's still out here. I told you we don't know nothing about these rookies. He did the nutmeg crossover situation to a rookie, made him look stupid. Speaking of the Suns, they won 9 in a row. Still winning 9 in a row. They still out here. Don't think they're playing. Don't think they're soft. But in the same time, the Warriors going hard. They're smoking KD and James Harden chubby ass by 18 the other day. It's serious. Where's Kyrie? I don't know. Kevin Durant, he's probably running around with a syringe, running all through Brooklyn, knocking on people's doors, talking about where's KD because I need to get this dude shots because James Harden is not cutting it. I need a fresh bucket out in these streets. Klay Thompson, he is almost back. Draymond, hey, he was on Monday Night Football with Peyton Manning and told him, hey, remember the Colts cut you. Hey, look, Gary Payton, son, he's still out here. Baby Mitten, dunking on people left and right. Zion, that dude's still fat, bro. He probably had a Golden Corral somewhere, but he's thinking about playing in the next day or two. I don't even know. And on another footnote, We already talked about Scottie Pippen is tripping, but these players is out here spending way too much money on damn StockX and everywhere else because they have to wear Kobe Bryant's. I appreciate the love and all of that, but if you're gonna be hooping in these shoes, ain't no reason you should be paying $1,000 for a sneaker plus just to wear it. Don't you work? Don't you get paid by Nike? Don't you endorse by Nike? Man, you better get some free stuff. You better wear some Hyper Dunks. If they ain't making Kobe's no more, you better find something else. You guys are wasting y'all money. All right. But like I said, I still don't know who any of these rookies are. That's the whole point of this whole thing, man. I don't even know. Right? Do you know anybody?
Not a one.
Who went number 1 overall?
I don't remember.
I don't know. And he's not balling clearly because we haven't heard of him.
And that's the 60-second breakdown of the NBA.
It was probably 2 minutes, but
hey, I love it. That was awesome. That was fire. Just rapid fire, straight to the point. You know, like you said, don't need to know the whole week. You just broke it down for them.
Most people don't watch the game until the fourth quarter because that's when it starts getting interesting. Anyway, everybody knows that about the NBA. So, and now you don't have to watch the game. You don't have to watch Sports Center. You don't have to watch none of that. I got an NBA for you with a bow on it, 60 seconds or less.
Got it. Well, speaking of putting a bow on it, I'm officially retiring from fantasy football because I'm terrible.
As you should.
Eliminated from the playoffs in our This Is Funner League. So, you know, chalk it up to...
Man, I hope you kicked in.
I was going to say, chalk up the $50, throw it right to the girls or hopefully to the Nas Big Homie who's on a roll.
Hey.
Making a bounce back, 6-4 now, making them moves.
Told you. Strategic.
But, man, it's like, I mean, you talked about it. Like you said, homie, COVID, freaking injuries,
bro.
Healthy. I mean, we'll get into some of that here in a little bit, but yo, it's wild out there. I cannot catch a break. I think in every league that I'm in, my teams have officially are like the last two in the points scored for, and then top two in the points against, baby. I just get both ends of the spectrum there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But, well, at least I won't have to worry about any fantasy football for the rest of the year. So
let me get a trade.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Let me get a trade.
Everybody's available.
Hey.
Just can't make it look like collusion.
Yeah, you can.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Now back to your weekly sports fix with Stix.
Hey, we got the stranger from the far east? Yeah, the far east coast.
The mid-Atlantic.
The Midwest, Central, whatever we got. Rudy is back in the house. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing all right over here. I'd hate to say that my Seahawks are a little bit disappointing, and your Browns might be just as disappointing as of late. But what you got? What's going on?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, I totally forgot to tell you about this, but I happen to have in my possession 6 tickets in the end zone to Monday Night Football on November 29th, Seahawks versus the Washington football team. I will be in the house in the end zone. I tried, my wife is a Seahawks fan. We've discussed that. And I tried to find an Ohio State Buckeyes Chase Young jersey to wear to the game.
All
and
right.
She vetoed that. She said, nope, Nope, we are going as Seahawks fans. We are a Seahawks family. So I'll be wearing my number 12 jersey sitting in the end zone in Washington, D.C. Not really Washington, but Landover, Maryland, rooting on the Seahawks against the Washington football team on Monday Night Football. I'm excited, man. I can't wait. I've never been to Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football, you scored some tickets. Rudy's taking the family to represent the Seahawks. Oh, hell yeah. That's
all right, so let me break this Browns thing down for you real quick. Let me just say this first and foremost about this game against the Patriots that they just played last week where they got beat 45-7.
Right.
Everyone needs to just slow their roll for just a minute and remember that that's Bill Belichick over there that put a whooping to a young coach over on the Brown sideline, Kevin Stefanski. And if you guys remember, Bill Belichick did the same thing to Sean McVay in the Super Bowl, right? So we can't freak out about this loss. We can freak out about the 5-5 record. We can freak out about some of the stupid losses like the ones to the Steelers the other day, or how they got boat raced by the Chargers a few weeks ago, who then the Chargers went into Baltimore and couldn't score a point, right? I think they scored 6. But let's not freak out about the fact that it was the Patriots that put a whooping to the Browns, because really that's what Belichick does, and that's what he's proven that he can do. So it is concerning that their record's 5-5, but that's probably the one of the 5 losses that bothers me the least. I'm kind of okay with that.
Do you think that maybe the OBJ thing was just, I mean, even though he was gone, was it more of a distraction to the team and Baker? And I know Baker has some other off the field issues that he's kind of going through right now too, with the Julius Jones case down in Oklahoma. He's a big advocate for that as well. But do you think maybe the OBJ thing was like too much going on for him? I mean, they're a NFL football team. I mean, there's always distractions somewhere, but who knows right now with Baker, and I think they'll bounce back. But what are your thoughts on that? Maybe the OBJ thing. So
I mean, first of all, like I'm sad to see OBJ go. I'm sad to see it have not work out, right? Like I like him, and we texted back and forth, like OBJ kind of, after he got hurt, had that ankle injury in preseason a few years back. Like he's never really been the same. He had the injury bug. We texted back and forth about Eli Manning and how Eli Manning is basically a borderline, if not, he's a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback, right?
Right. So
for those first few years of OBJ's career, he was catching balls from a possible potential Hall of Fame quarterback. The jury's going to be out to see how good OBJ really can be with different quarterbacks, of course, right? Because now he's down there with Matthew Stafford, and some might consider Matthew Stafford to be a borderline Hall of Fame quarterback. I doubt it. Not like Eli. But both of those guys are better in their careers than what Baker is right now, right? And I'm a Baker guy, and I'm going to get into that. I'm a Baker guy, so this is not like I'm trying to dog Baker Mayfield, but nobody would accuse Baker Mayfield of being anywhere near as good as Eli Manning, at this stage of his career.
Right now, yeah.
When Eli was dealing balls to OBJ. So I'm excited for OBJ to do well. I know you're not, because he went to the wrong division, but it's good for football. It's good for fantasy football. It's good for viewership. It's good for football. Let's hope he does well. About whether or not he was a distraction, I mean, look what they did. The height of the distraction would have been against Cincinnati, and look what Baker did against Cincinnati. So I don't know. I think Baker's just that kind of guy that he's always going to have distractions. He's always going to have the Colin Cowherds. He's always going to have those guys that are knocking him down or saying he ain't good enough or whatever it is. Like, that's never going to go away. So I don't know if that really bothers him or if it doesn't. His wife has gotten a little bit chirpy on Instagram and Twitter. I think that's just par for the course, and that's just part of Baker's life. So I don't know. I'm going to tell you what I think the problem is in Cleveland is that Baker's hurt. We got to be realistic, and we got to realize that Baker is injured. And he's hurting pretty bad.
And he's playing through it.
Right. He's playing through it, but he doesn't have the drive on his passes that he had before, right? His left shoulder hurts, and that's that arm that you pull through with, right? Like in throwing motions, throwing mechanics. You look at baseball pitchers, you look at football quarterbacks, you look at anybody that throws the ball. Your off shoulder, that offside is what pulls you through, right? It starts with that shoulder and then goes back through your front hip and then down into your legs. And that arm that actually throws the ball is the last thing that comes through the throwing zone, if you will, right?
Right.
So when that front shoulder hurts, it's like it'd be like imagine if his landing foot would, had the turf toe. That remember he had the toe pain, right? Like, I mean, every time you land, every time you step on that front foot to drive through, that hurts. Like, that's got to be bothering him a lot more than what anybody's giving him credit for. Then he had the knee injury. Then he had a toe injury, like whatever, foot injury. But he's just getting banged up. He's getting beat up. He's not getting rid of the ball as quickly. That's a lot of the reason why he's getting hit more and getting hurt more is because he's not getting rid of the ball as quickly as he used to. And the other thing he's not doing is he's not play action. He's not rolling out. He's not playing Baker Mayfield football. They're not calling Baker Mayfield football. And I think, the Stefanski's not calling those plays on offense. And I think the reason why is I honestly believe Baker can't do it right now. And so they're trying to make Baker play a game that's not right. It's not Baker Mayfield's game. When they found last year during the break, remember how well they did after the bye week. They did so well because they figured out what Baker's game is, and they went out and they called a game and they worked on a game. They set up a game plan. They installed a game plan that was key for Baker, and they're not doing it this year. And they're not doing it because I think the answer is he can't do it. He's too hurt. And then they're in this question between, well, is Baker Mayfield's 70% or 80%, whatever he's at, is that better than what Case Keenum has?
That was what I was going to ask you. Is there's, who the backup is Case Keenum. Now that you say that, I remember. So, and then with Hunt being out and Chubb being out last week, and then Dearness is doing his thing is legit. Kind of puts a wrinkle into the game plan. But if Baker's not 100%, then how come? I mean, after the last debacle, and he got hurt his knee now too, like you said. Maybe give him a week off and let Keenum do his thing, especially if you get Hunt back or Chubb back, then you have a different game plan.
Yeah, and so I was listening to I'll give a shout out to 92.3 The Fan out of Cleveland, but I was listening to their show the other day about the words that Jarvis Landry said. Jarvis complained about not getting the ball, as much as he'd like to, and to be honest, the Baker completed one pass to one wide receiver last game against the Patriots. Like he wasn't throwing to wide receivers. Like he's throwing to the tight ends and the running backs, but he's not getting the ball to the wide receivers. That goes back to my statement about they're not calling his game. But on that episode, there were two things that I wanted to point out that the folks said on 92.3 The Fan. One of them was they said, what's the whole point of paying Case Keenum these millions of dollars, because he's on a multi-year contract, I think a 2 or 3 year contract for several $1 million a year. What's the point of paying this guy for if you don't trust Case Keenum to go out there and lead your team?
Right.
And that brought up the debate about the 80%. Is Baker's 80% better than Case Keenum's? I saw a pass that game that Case Keenum did start. I saw a pass. It would have been if Baker threw a ball. There was a ball that Baker threw to OBJ that Case threw to OBJ, and it floated and it got knocked down, actually intercepted out of bounds. And if it would have been Baker's got more zip on his ball. He would have got the ball there, and it would have been a touchdown to OBJ. So I do understand that Case isn't as good as Baker. But again, you're going back to that thing that Baker can't play his game. He can't give his type of effort. And so how good is he? He's not a pocket guy. It's like would you try to make Lamar Jackson stand in the pocket? I can't talk. Would you ask Lamar Jackson to stand in the pocket? No,
not at all. No.
How good would the Ravens be if Lamar Jackson stood in the pocket? They'd be like 1-15. Like, this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I was going to point out was that the Browns have a beat writer named Mary Kay Cabot, and I watch a lot of her stuff. I read a lot of her articles, and she's incredibly good at writing about this team. And the one thing that she said is that there's a feeling that if they sit Baker right now, going into this Lions game that they have coming up this weekend, that it's not because of his injuries. The narrative will be that you're benching the number 1 overall pick. And so they're afraid, if you will, to pull Baker, rest him. Because who do we have after next Sunday? Next Sunday, we've got the Lions. This Sunday, we've got the Lions. Next Sunday, we've got the Ravens. The Sunday after that, we've got the bye. And then after the bye, we have the Ravens again. So people are asking, why not just sit the guy? Sit him against the Lions. If Case Keenum can't beat the Lions, if Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney can't beat the Lions without Baker Mayfield, then what are they doing to begin with, right?
I don't know.
But like I said, there's this issue where it's like, they're afraid that sitting him for a game is going to be like benching him.
And then
that would spin that whole narrative the wrong way.
Right. And then if they bench him, then that's going to lead to he's on the final year of his rookie deal and they don't want to pay him. And then they want to get rid of Baker. And then where does that take you? Right. If that's if that's what people are going to start talking about, that'll be another spark to the fire of, now he's terrible and don't want him no more.
Right. And you're never right. And then, I mean, you already got Colin Cowherd, and you already got these guys that are already talking about Baker's not the guy, and we don't need that again. We still have Baker Mayfield under contract for next year, right? His 5th year option. He's under contract next year for $18 million. He's franchisable for the 2 years after that. So in theory, we've got Baker after this season. We've got him for 3 more years. So, there's plenty of time for him. And I wonder if some of that is the injury thing, is the fact that he's not sitting and resting his body, because this is technically a contract year. And we're putting so much pressure on him to sign a $40 million contract, a Dak Prescott style contract, a Josh Allen style contract, that he's trying to play hurt so he can earn his money. It shouldn't even be a question. They should sit him, put him down, tell him to get ready. They should have sat him last week. They should sit him this week and just give him a rest, let him heal his body. You know what he needs? And this is going to sound messed up, and I don't mean this as a joke, and I don't mean to offend people when I say this, but he almost needs a close contact. You know what I mean? You know how they, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't wish anybody to get COVID or anything, but I mean, like, a reason to sit him, right, that he can't play, but it doesn't bring up a narrative. It doesn't bring up, it doesn't get these guys going and basically like spin and add more controversy.
Right.
Jarvis isn't getting the ball. OBJ wasn't happy. Next thing you know, these 2 guards they just signed, Batonio and Wyatt Teller, are going to, they're going to start throwing rumors out there that they hate Baker. Like, it's ridiculous. So I think that's what it boils down to, though. I think at the end of the day, what has to happen, I think the Browns will be fine. I think they'll get past the Lions this week. If we're doing the homie hotel pick the Browns to beat the Lions this week.
There you go.
And then we'll see what happens against the Ravens. But I think if we can get Baker through the bye week alive with both of his legs intact, then I think if he can be healthy enough in the backside of the season that he can play Baker Mayfield style football, and Kevin Stefanski can call Baker Mayfield style football, then I think that we got ourselves a winner. And if you look, and I think I pointed this out to you guys, if you look at the standings for the AFC, right? Like what the Ravens are 6-3, everybody else is within a game of that 500. So none of this is decided. Literally in the AFC, nothing is decided. It's going to be an amazing December. This is going to be a December to remember, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, they play Detroit, right? And then you said they have a bye week after this week?
No, they play Detroit, then the Ravens, then the bye
week. Okay.
And then the Ravens again. The Ravens game is sandwiched with the bye.
Yeah. So either way, they need to get Baker healthy, because that shoulder injury isn't going away anytime soon. It doesn't seem like. He's had it for 2-3 weeks now. And
he got it week 2.
Week 2? Okay. So
he threw that interception and tried to make a tackle.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
And I meant to tell you, do you see the backlash that Teddy Bridgewater got?
Yeah.
Trying to that's why. I mean, why? Let's not have our quarterbacks ruining their seasons trying to tackle safeties with the ball. Like, I get it, but that's what got Baker hurt, was trying to tackle a safety, and now here he is. So
Teddy Bridgewater made the right decision, because otherwise he could have got himself killed.
Yeah, because now Baker could have given up a pick six. Instead, he throws his body in the way, and I get it, right? I would have probably done the same thing, but if he would have held up instead of Ken Griffey Jr. running full speed into the wall, right? Then this year wouldn't be the way it is now. But look for a rebound. Look for, I think it's a wake up call. I think what Bill Belichick did to Kevin Stefanski in a game scheming and a play calling way, I think Stefanski's going to learn from that. I think the coaching staff is going to all learn from that. I think that Joe Woods, the defensive coordinator, knows that he's got to make some changes, and I think they're all going to learn from this. And I think that, if there's ever a loss that can be like the defining loss of your season that you can either fold from or grow from, I think getting beat as bad as they did against Bill Belichick's boys last week, I think this is the one that's going to be their defining game of the year. And they're either going to turn and burn or just burn. But we'll see what happens. But I'm a Baker guy. Like I said, we got him for one more year for sure, with the franchise tag for 2 more, giving him a total of 3 more years before anybody really has to worry about who's next, or is he good or not. They're talking about trading. I heard somebody say something about trading for Russell Wilson. I don't know.
Why not?
Why not?
But I mean, I heard a lot of this talk, and I know, the offense is always going to make the headlines. That's where the splash is. That's where all the money's made. Is anybody talking about defense with Myles Garrett and with my guys that left the Rams to come there and be a better defense, giving up 45 to New England with Mac Jones and Ramondre Stevenson? Are you kidding me? This is what I'm talking about. Somebody better talk about that damn defense, because that used to be you could bank your money on it. You could bank it. What's happening?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that we got hung up on the Baker part, and now I'm sitting here and gotta jump off in about 1 minute. So I'll give you the 60-second blast. But no, I couldn't agree more. And I mentioned the fact in the beginning that basically our coaching staff got destroyed by Bill Belichick. That's a master, right? And they kind of deserve to get beat that way. And I said, don't hit the panic button quite yet, because we got beat by a coach that literally out schemed us. And I think that's what it is. I mean, you look at some of these games the Browns have had. I mean, when they can out scheme a coach, they're as good as anyone. But they got whooped by like by the big brother, or by, son got whooped by dad kind of thing. I mean, Bill Belichick did Kevin Stefanski and his coaching staff like he did Sean McVay in the Super Bowl. I mentioned that before you jumped on. So, yeah, they all need to wake up. They need to use a wake-up call. I've heard some things that, some grumblings about how the Browns need to have the defensive players need to get together amongst themselves and have some pretty uncomfortable conversations, because they got some people that aren't doing their jobs. But I'm not defensively especially, but overall, I'm not ready to hit the panic button, because like I said, when you get whooped by a Bill Belichick, you are not the only one that's ever had that happen to him. So we'll see how they move forward. But this game right here, I mean, I think this game against the Lions should go under, right? I mean, for sure. Like, the Lions be lucky to score. That defense should come back mad with their ears pinned back, and they should be ready to go.
All right, sounds good.
But hey, I miss you guys, man. Happy 2-year anniversary, right?
Yep, 2 years, baby. 2 years.
Hey, is your longest relationship to date, right?
Yes, sir. Good one. Hey, get those kids, man.
Yeah, I do miss you guys. I can't wait to jump back on more.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, brother.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see you later, guys. Take care. Have a great show.
Easy, bro.
All right, man.
Talk to you. That was Rudy. Thanks, Rudy. Peace.
Yeah, straight out the mouth of the man.
Hey,
you hear that?
Sir.
I don't know what I missed, but all I know is I hope he had all kinds of hot fire to spit at how they need to rectify their situation, because trust me, I do. about his, my own, and yours.
Uh-oh. And there you have it. We had to have Rudy jump on there. So we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to your weekly sports fix with Stix.
This is sports. Oh, no, this is not Sports Center. This ain't SVP. This ain't Stuart Scott. This ain't none of that. This is a sports fix with Stix and the anonymous big homie. Right now, we're about to get into this NFL because, hey, it's always going down, as we know, with the NFL. Okay. And after week 9, and being shell-shocked and getting back in the streets, supposedly staying away from the NFL, week 10 turns around, lures you back in and says, come in here, I got something dope for you. And you roll right in there, just like Dave Chappelle on that skit when he walked into the mall. That was the internet. I'm telling you, it's wild. NFL just don't change, man. It's left and right, man. It's more injuries and it's, a little bit more surprises and everything else, man. What was your big takeaway from the week?
That week 10 was not week 9, because week 9 was, like you said, just all over the place with so many surprising results. But week 10 was, basically the good teams were the good teams once again, in my opinion. Dallas blowing out Atlanta, Buffalo putting the smackdown on the Jets with their bounce back after their 6-9 loss to Jacksonville the week before. The Seahawks are the Seahawks at this point. Too much going on in that world to even figure out what could be going on. I mean, it's just all over the place. Pete Carroll throwing out his heart rate monitor, or his I guess it ended up being like a electric hand warmer or whatever, looking for the red flag.
It was a jitterbug phone with the big numbers.
Yeah, there you go. Cam Newton back in Carolina seemed to be getting them off the skid there a little bit against Arizona, with the backup quarterback, no D-Hop. But, and then to end it all on week 10, did not see San Francisco taking care of your boys like that on Monday Night Football. Did not see that coming at all. But hopefully that these teams that are actually good teams, that we believe are good teams, are going to continue to be good teams, because, we still got, half the season left to go.
Man, you're bringing up old stuff. See, I knew you were going to do that. And for the exact reason, because you said all of that just to duck talking about Kansas City, didn't you? That's all you were doing. You did that big, long-ass diatribe just so you can duck that I've been telling you, don't throw dirt on the grave of the Chiefs just yet. How long have I been saying this? But you picked out every team, every headline in the damn league in week 10 you just went through. I didn't hear a damn Chiefs mention at all.
Hey, but you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't mention the Chiefs. They are still a pretender. And the funny thing is that you said that how long you've been talking about them will probably go on as long as you've been talking about the Dallas Cowboys 2 years ago when you started popping off about them. But look what came into fruition.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your defense, you were on the Cowboys and now they're good this year, but Kansas City is not good. And they will not be good this year. I don't care what their record is.
Oh, see, I knew how you get down. It's all good, man. Hey, I got one thing to say before I get into the one off the field topic of the week, though. I gotta give a big heavy shout out to my boy, Big Goof. Okay, Big Goof. Yeah, every year there's always the mysterious cloud that lingers over the NFL schedule. And you know what that is? The tie.
The tie, right?
Oh, man. Big dog goof equals tie. Man, they can't win a game if they had all the money in the world with a store full of games. Okay, man, it is bad. Didn't we say that if that was the week, if that wasn't the week, what was? Come on, man. And then plus Rudy, he's sitting there being talking about, hey, Cleveland Browns, we about to get right because you know why? We got the Lions. You know what I'm saying? It's like another bye week for people.
That's true. That's true. And please tell me that there was no missed extra points or missed field goals in that game. I can't remember. Don't remember watching that part of it, but man, tie 16-16. That was the game with even before Big Ben was called out. I thought that was the game for them, and then that was definitely their chance. But yikes! At least they won't be 0-17.
Yeah, they just got to settle for 0-16-1. Hey. the line you have never seen before in your life in the standings.
Nope.
With the expansion of the schedule.
Yeah.
The good old 0-16-1. Okay, is 0-16-1 better or worse than just 0-16? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I think I'd take the 0-16 and just better than the 0-16-1.
Because I'm telling you, you're absolutely right. Because the tie just kind of highlights. It just highlights that you tried, and that's just as bad as you are. Getting that close, you still could not win. You played 5 extra. Well, what is it? 10 extra minutes. 10 extra minutes, if I'm not mistaken, in overtime, and you still couldn't get it done. I don't know if that's a tribute to the defense or the offense being horrible. I have no idea. But, yeah, guaranteed having a tie on your record plus the 0-16 is definitely worse than just going 0-16, man.
Yeah, let's just chalk it up to the 0-16. I don't need that extra game no more.
Yeah, let's just talk about something that's right up in my wheelhouse, man. Your boy John Gruden is not done. He's not done. I'm thinking he's trying to throw the table over. He got a bad hand, and he's just trying to throw the whole table over. He's trying to fuck the whole game up, is what I think. So John Gruden now has a suit out there against the NFL. Okay. Now, I go, I thought he was getting paid. I thought he already came to the conclusion that the Raiders were going to give him this money, and he was just going to step away, and that's the thing. So I go, I asked myself, how much is he suing for? It's 7 claims, apparently, that he's made, and he's suing for $15,000 per. What is that?
15,000?
15,000 per. And so I said, that's it. So I said to myself, so clearly this isn't about the money. Is this about the money? No, because his contract was way more than that. There's nothing in there he's asking for to make sure I get all my money. Because that definitely ain't all his money. That's a tip at Buffalo Wild Wings for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Dude, he's trying to knock the table over, bro. He wants everybody. He said, since my stuff got released, I want everybody's stuff released. Now, notice he ain't said anything else about what he said in there, right? So what he said, all right, yeah, he didn't work for the league and all of that, but whatever. But there's some people in there that said way more stuff. That said stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? They said some stuff too. He's the neighborhood tattletale is what just happened. This is wild, man.
That's crazy. I mean, obviously he's like we talked about before. He's probably doing fine in the money situation. Where you get $10 million a year for, I guess he only lasted 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years.
$50 million ain't enough. I would walk away because I done collected $50 million.
Yeah, and then now he's only putting those claims in for 15,000. That's kind of odd. I mean, I guess it's just the point of the moral of the story is
that's what he's going to.
He's putting in a fight and he's not backing down. He wants all this information out there, no matter what it takes or how much money. His lawyers are probably more than 15,000 per day.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm going in there trying to win 15,000, I might defend myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But John Gruden is a dude that we clearly know he has been attached with football since we've known his name. Even when he was out of the game, his commercials all had something to do with football in them. Dude, this dude cares way too much about football to blow the spot up like this. Because how many, you know what I'm saying? It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? And it's like, you know how many people this could touch? Because the Rams
widespread, bro.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, the Rams already got a problem. They still beefing with St. Louis. Well, St. Louis still got a beef with the Rams for leaving. And there's some money involved going on over there with that whole situation. And you got the WFT thing still going on. Dude, if they get a bunch of this information out, and it seems like, you know, the league is back there doing some clandestine activities, man, it could be crazy though. But I don't understand why he would do this, man. Dude, he loves football way too much, man. This is what it got me to thinking when I was thinking about this. I said, dude, he cares way too much about football, right? And I was like, man, I couldn't even imagine this dude out on a dinner date, sitting with a woman, right? So I started thinking, who are people in sports that we look at, and you look at them and go, they probably look like they love that sport way more than they ever love the company of a woman. Like, they just too intense, bro. They're just too much. Like Bill Belichick. Right. Now, we know we done seen Bill Belichick with women before, though. But you ever seen him do a press conference, too?
Yeah.
Imagine that damn dinner table.
Just sitting there eating his dinner and then rolling out.
I'm trying to tell you, man, it's not good, man. Or no. Okay, so, you know, John Gruden would definitely be on the list for sure.
And
you know what I'm
Belichick,
saying?
yeah.
And Belichick for sure. But I'm thinking about old school dudes, too. Like, could you even imagine, right, like John Madden? You imagine John Madden with a woman?
Writing plays on napkins during dinner?
No, you have not. All right, now look.
Well, this has to be an idea that Mike Holmgren has now that he wants to bootleg, because on the first down play, he bootlegged. On the third down play, he bootlegged to the right. Then he comes right back with another bootleg. See, both backs go to the right. And you see Hasselbeck bootlegs out here to his left. So he bootlegged right and then came right back with another bootleg, this time to the left.
All right. So this dude, John Madden, man, he was breaking down plays with the telestrator before Orlovsky, before, you know what I'm saying, all the dudes on ESPN, Peyton, Eli, he been breaking it down from day one. I'm trying to tell you. You would be shocked and amazed if you seen John Gruden in a candlelight dinner situation, bro. You would think he should be at home looking at videos still.
Right. Yep. John Madden would be one. What about, I mean, you put it, that's kind of a broad spectrum of NFL coaches.
Anybody.
Because they have to, I mean, these guys live, breathe, and die football. Literally,
that's right.
Right. And
but who wears it on their face, though? Who wears it on their face the most?
Yeah, okay.
Here, I got one. Why you thinking?
Yeah.
I got one for you. Tommy Lasorda. OG Tommy Lasorda, bro. Now, we can break it through football right now. But you hear Tommy Lasorda's rant about the nose, bro. You think he don't care? Tommy Lasorda cares a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's another clip where he's talking about hugging his players, and ain't nobody going to talk about how he celebrates with his players. Check it out.
I'm the happiest son of a bitch in the world. And that son of a bitch who writes under that Daily News, that fucking guy they call the fucking nose, who says that shit, me jumping up and down, is horse shit, you ought to let him feel like I have. Who the fuck is that cocksucker anyway? Some fucking guy that writes with a New York Daily News called the fucking nose. He said, sort of jumping up and down. That's the fucking way I feel when my team wins. And if I fucking want to jump up and down when my fucking team wins, and if I want to hug my fucking players when they fucking do good, I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit what the fucking nose says.
Swear on. So it's just like that. I don't even know.
Tommy would definitely be one. And then, I mean, yeah, I want to think of when you say Tommy, that sort of reminds me, I know we're in football talk, but reminds me of Earl Weaver too, how he was so strong and so high strung and just majorly dynamite could go off in his head at any point of the game. But that'll be interesting to now. I'm going to be looking at NFL coaches on the sideline all weekend, trying to figure out if they actually are married or married to the game or married to their wife, because that's an interesting way to look at it.
And that right there is the summary. Y'all don't know who Earl Weaver is, but hey, you don't know who Earl Weaver is? Here's a taste of Earl Weaver.
Oh, bullshit! Bullshit yourself! You're here, and this crew is here just to fuck us! Yeah! Boom! That's good! That's great! And you said it! You shit! You couldn't wait to get me out of here! Earl, you run yourself, Earl! You run yourself! You hit me? Yeah, because you put your finger on me! I'm glad you hit me. That's right! You're here for one goddamn specific reason! What's that, Earl? To fuck us! Oh, you're full of shit! Fuck you! Goddamn years and years! And don't you ever put your finger on me again! You hit me, Earl! You put your finger on me! That's okay! Damn right! You touched me! I didn't! You ain't gonna knock nobody on their ass! You do it again and I'll knock you right in your nose! I didn't touch you! You pushed your finger! I did not! No, you're lying! God damn it! You're lying! No, you are! You are lying! You're a big liar! You are a liar, Earl! You are a liar! You are! That's Earl Weaver! That's Earl Weaver, man! I'm trying to tell you. That's a wild boy. Okay? So I guarantee you, if I run out there and I've made training videos on how to talk shit to umpires, I'm pretty sure I care way more about this game than a woman, bro. I'm saying, it's just wild. That thing that last statement you said, man, that's what put the bow on the whole damn thing. I'm trying to tell you, they so in love with the game. You couldn't imagine them being in love with nothing else, man. And that's Gruden, man. And so I don't know what he's out for. It just seems like if he blows up football and takes out the whole top tier, I don't know what that does for him, because he can't ever get a job again.
I mean, he's never gonna have a job again anyways, but he's going to be taking out owners, general managers, probably coaches, who knows, man? That's
who
wild.
Gonna give you the job? Yep. You taking out people who gonna give you the job. Why didn't they do what Sarkisian did? Why didn't he do what Bill O'Brien did? Just go do something for Alabama real quick, chill out, tell people forget, you know what I mean? And then come back like, yo. I mean,
and you're back, yeah.
Or do something with football, because clearly he loves football a damn whole lot. I just don't understand why he would, take something to court to where it's forced in discovery to have all of the information leaked, his and everybody else in the game. That's like, you know what I'm saying? In poker, let me see everybody's hand. What? No. Man, it's wild out here.
He's mad at the world right now, and he's going to make sure that everybody goes down with him.
But I don't think he thought it over, though. I mean, he's probably done it now. And even if he withdraws the suit for this whack amount of money, the questions are still out there. So he's already posed the question, which is now turning it into a thing. The WFT stuff ain't even done yet.
No, it's still in the works.
So
going on year 7 or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. So that's going on, and now he's putting the pressure on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Let me piggyback on that. I don't know, man. That's wild, bro. But shoot, man. Hey, I just had, how I love these stories, man. And more and more, the football is definitely looking like the story writers are on point with the heel turns, the unexpected suspense, the craziness. Everything is going down something serious, and I like it. But I think it's hard for people who want to take it to the counter and make a little bit of money, because you talking about the potential for referees to influence the game on top of typical stuff that goes within the game, like injuries, and of course we dealing with COVID. So it's way too many factors in here that you could, run a twist with, and
keeps it interesting. Side of what are you going to get on the right side of for that game? It's you know, like you just hit the top three, and I missed the when we talked about that earlier, I missed the part about the referees deciding a lot of these scenarios, if you do say so, you know, towards the end of the game or even during the game. I mean, what game was it the other day? Was it last Thursday Night Football, or was
talking about the roughing the passer?
Well, that too. There was a couple of those, but there was one game where there were like 5 flags in a row. One offense, then defense, then offense, then both of them, and it was like, holy shemini Christmas! What the hell's going on here? Couldn't figure out where the writing was supposed to be played for, the home team or the away team.
Right. It gets confusing. But like I'm saying, you wouldn't have. So are they scheming up a Patriots Bill Belichick relevancy again with a smoke job of the Browns?
Try to make him go out in style? I don't know.
I mean, or what's the story you're telling about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers right now? WFT, just because WFT came close to beating them in the playoffs last year or gave them a tough game, they take a beat? Why? I don't understand. So I love to think that it's all on the merit of the play and the players on the field. But man, I'm telling you, some of this stuff, man, you can't write it. It's crazy. I don't know anything. What the hell do you know?
Yeah, I'm with you, homie. We I don't know that. I don't know a damn thing either, bruh. This is just like I said. I think after week 10, there were a couple teams that were starting to get their swag back, so to speak. So we'll see how that plays out this week. But I still don't know, bro. Like you said, you just to lay back a little bit and pick and choose if you do take them to the counter, like homie says, on these games, because there's so much. I mean, try not to overanalyze it, but at this point, you almost have to overanalyze it and just flip a coin and hope for the right side of it. At this point, it's crazy.
I even heard somebody say that last week, week 10, they purposely played the opposite of what they originally thought and ended up with a WFT money line hit.
Here you go.
Now, listen to that. You got to take that in for a second. That's crazy. So you have to go in with all of your knowledge and analysis and then say, fuck that, I'm going the other way.
Yeah. After you just spent how many hours thinking of this is what you want to do, I feel good about this. And then all of a sudden you say, nah, scratch that. I'm rolling the upset.
I'm telling you, y'all, if y'all don't, the only way that you could attempt to do this, you know what I'm saying, is to have you an accurate point-based power rank. If you're going to the counter, because the only way you'll be able to see an edge, so you could really see an edge, not talking about who won last week. We're talking about to see an edge between your wallet and the counter and the number that's posted up, not the two teams. Who gives a damn about these two damn teams?
Yep, plain number.
Right? We talking about these numbers. We talking about this money. So if you're doing it that way, you have to, because it's the only way you can figure out an edge. Other than that, right now, like my man Stix just said, it's a coin flip, bro. So, man, the divisions and the conferences are still looking crazy. We talked about the AFC right now. The AFC got Tennessee looking like a damn juggernaut. You believe that? Hell damn no. Nobody in the world believes this to be true. Okay. But everybody else is bunched up. The whole conference is bunched up at 6-3 and 6-4.
Yeah, the AFC North, the AFC West. Yikes. Right? It's like you said, your Kansas City Chiefs, not your Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs may fuck around and get that number 1 seed. You called it last week. Look what happens. They're up to that, or number 1 AFC West lead, number 4 seed overall is what I'm trying to say. But yikes. It's jam-packed. I mean, look, what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams with 5 wins or more.
Yeah.
All of them are still in the hunt, baby.
All of them. And then when you look at the NFC is pretty much the people that broke out the gate, and they're leaving everybody else way in the dust. But see, I think what's going to happen when you look at the NFC is because, you know, how you mock up the playoffs, you got your division winners. It's all about these wild cards. And these wild cards are going to be like, okay, the Rams, Cardinals, or whatever happens there, they both get in. Tampa Bay, I'm guessing they should be able to get in. But is New Orleans and Carolina going to get in? Probably not. Minnesota, could they get in? Could Philly get in?
Right. They go on a little run here, even if they're Philadelphia, Minnesota, both 4 wins. And we've talked about Minnesota, how they're right there on the cusp. They could turn it around and, you know, and sneak right in there, especially with, you know, I think who knows what New Orleans is. Carolina has, you know, the second coming of Cam Newton right now. They could spark them and keep them in the hunt there and see what happens.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of people on the inside looking out, because there's no, like, in the NFC, you got teams that are definitively horrible that can't make it, right? But you're going to end up with like some 500 teams, I think, in the NFC. They're making it. You know what I'm saying? Because we talked at the beginning of the year when we did the schedule show, and they did some great story building with just scheduling the games. So the schedule was a nice little hodgepodge of stuff going on, and I guess they're probably getting the product that they wanted from it. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about it. NFL is still running the show between all sports. The World Series couldn't even do a damn thing going up against a damn week three game. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. So, but shoot, man, you ready to get into some of these games, man? Let's see what we know.
Yeah, let's see if we can bounce back a little bit and get some dubs up on the board.
When you first looked at the week, did you see? I mean, did you see any like key matchups, or are we looking at like another 10 a.m. Pacific time snooze fest?
I didn't see a damn thing, because you know why? Because we don't know a damn thing, brah. That's what I saw. Yeah, what you got here? The 10 a.m. games. Yeah, there's a couple good 10. I think there's a couple good 10 a.m. games there, it looks like. And then
something's gonna light your fire. You talking about WFT versus Carolina's gonna light your Cam Newton versus Ron Rivera, who don't even put on pads. Is that what's lighting your fire right now? Is that the must-win game of the week?
The must-win game of the week for the Washington football team to bounce back, baby.
Oh, a must-win and a bounce back.
And a bounce back. Is that what I said last week too? I don't know what you want to start with. You want to start with this Patriots and Falcons or what? Thursday night.
Let's hold that since that's the show that'll be the game that'll be on tonight, man. I mean, we'll hit that one last. We'll do it like that this time, man, since that's the game that's on the slate tonight, man. But the first thing that I looked at, of course, that WFT, because that's a storyline right there with Cam coming back and then Ron Rivera coming back to Carolina to play that game, man. So I looked at it just because I want to see if there's possible shenanigans there. I got Washington as the 28th team in the NFL, and Carolina is right smack in the middle at 16. What does that mean? That means Washington will have 4.5 points worse than Carolina. The line is 3.5. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
That's on a neutral. That's not considering no home field or anything like that. So
what's your divider as the middle of the pack team? What number did you say you had a Carolina football team at?
I have Washington as the 28th team in the league.
Okay. And then your divider's like basically what, 17-ish as the mediocre or the medium team?
For this week, I have New Orleans at 15. That's an even team, no points gained or lost, and also Carolina at 16, no points gained or lost.
Okay.
Everybody else below that, Seattle at 19, 1 point behind average team. Cincinnati 3.5 points behind the average team, so on and so forth.
Okay, got you.
So if I was looking at it, if I was making the line, I would make the line at 6.5 to Carolina. Vegas is telling us that the line should only be 3.5 to Carolina. That means either Carolina does not have any kind of home field, they're not giving them anything for home field, or Carolina's worse, or Washington is better. That's a whole lot of factors right there. You know what I mean?
Nobody knows.
What the hell do I know?
What the hell do you know? Nobody knows.
So, but clearly, if I was taking my power ranking and I was going to play, that would because if I had it at 6.5 and Vegas has it at 3.5, I would play Carolina in the 3.5 because I'm getting a smaller number based on my power rank. That's what that's telling me.
So I haven't put this on Twitter yet. I did this last night and I tried to invigorate my anonymous big homie skills and do the point spread points better than like you did.
Mm-hmm.
So I only did the top 10 though.
Okay.
And I had Carolina at number 9 at 3.5 points better than the average team.
Okay, let's use yours.
Huh?
Go ahead.
And I don't know what my average team is yet. That's why I asked.
Your average team would be 0. So, okay,
Yeah,
so let's take what you just said. Here's a good example for the people out there. So you have Carolina at 3.5 points than an average team.
Yes.
I have Washington 4.5 or Washington 4.5 worse than an average team.
Okay.
That's an 8.
And that's
so
8.
If you were making the line, you would make it worse than I would. You would make it Carolina -8. If you was a line maker.
If I had Washington football team down low like that, which I do as well.
Right. So let's do it like this though. Because the point I have, well, let's put Washington where Seattle is, just for conversational sake. So you had them 3.5. If they were a point worse than the average team, that would be 4.5. So even though you would still make it 4.5 if Washington was ranked equally to Seattle. And that would still lead us to believe you have to play Carolina
at 3.5. Yeah. And it's funny you say that Seattle, I have Seattle as my medium team at 19.
That's where they were last week.
And
that's where I had them last week.
Did you? Okay. So that's where I was kind of basing my 0 off of, or basing those teams off of Seattle. So, but I have Washington football team down lower, so it would add points. So like you said, if it was 3.5 or up to 8, like I had, or like my numbers added up, I would probably take that from 3.5 up to 8.
Yeah.
Play.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
But that's just crazy. I was just looking at that and seeing. But yeah,
looking at you, I see you. Look at the level of education out here in these streets that we're putting the people on to.
That's right, and that was after 24 hours of work in the last 36 or 24, 48, 50, whatever 6 hours that I put in, or I don't even know. See, I can't even do math. But that was late last night, trying to put all this shit together and do some extra overtime work for y'all and. While we were putting the show together last night, but I decided I wanted to look at that and try to put the whole thing together as well because I like your style, homie.
As long as you got the power ranking down and you got one, that means we could have a legit conversation about where the edges might be. You know what I mean? Even if they're different, because they're not going to be too far different, or somebody's way off, somebody's real wrong, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, man, hey. Since there's not a lot of meat in the morning, did you have any other one that you wanted to mess with? Green Bay, Minnesota. You got anybody you pegging for the morning, or should we just jump to 1 p.m. Pacific?
Yeah, let's jump to 1. What do you think about I know what you're looking at.
Go ahead.
But right before that game, what about Cincinnati, Las Vegas? Las Vegas coming off that loss to Kansas City at home, right?
Right.
And then what Cincinnati was on a bye last
They were
week,
on
right?
bye week.
Yeah.
And got smoked the week before.
Is Joe B going to come back and get right? The Raiders going to push all their off-field shenanigans away, dismantle all that bullshit, and get back to being the Raiders? Because, I mean, people, have them as a playoff team going forward, I think. And, I mean, I still have a little bit of faith in them as well. So, they got your boy D-Jack. Hopefully they can make him useful out there. But
it worked. They hit him with the pass that they wanted to hit him with. He just got stripped, fumbled. I mean, he caught the bomb that everybody brought him there for.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And he just got stripped. And I think that was the only target I saw from him that game. In this last game with KC.
Well, he wasn't getting any targets in LA either, which is kind of weird. I mean, we can talk about your boys there, but I think that game interesting. And if Cincinnati's only a minus one favorite, and they're on the road, Las Vegas playing at home again. This is their second week in a row. I don't even know. I really think this is a stay away game. I would probably just shoot for the over 50 on this one.
Well, I think you're right on that, because if you take it back to the open, it was a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's leaned to Cincinnati -1. Now, why would it be Cincinnati -1? Okay. Yeah. They were hot in the streets 3 weeks ago, but after taking 2 hard L's, everybody got some eyes on them and they have an opinion. Vegas just lost. That's recency bias. They just got smoked while Cincinnati was on bye. They just got smoked by KC. I have the Raiders as the 18th team. So the Raiders and Seahawks, Eagles, I have as equal teams, but I give the Raiders an edge. That's 1 point worse than the average. I have Cincinnati 3.5 points worse than the average. That puts the line at 2.5 to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Cincinnati getting 1? So now it's basically a money line play. So if you're just saying, so who's going to win? Basically is the story. So if you're looking at this game and you're just weighing whatever you feel, I would look at your options. If your money line has better paying potential than your just straight line 1, and you want to take the straight line 1 just to hold yourself and have the push in your back pocket, that kind of thing, you could do that. But based on the line, 2.5, you have to. I mean, it's just where your eye test is on this, because this is a big gap. This is a 1.5.
This is exactly what you said, homie. Is you look at the money line and you look, if you want to play this game, if you want to play a Cincinnati Las Vegas Raiders game, in my opinion, at -1, you flip a coin, because what the hell do we know? And you say, I want Raiders, I want Bengals. Okay, you pick your side. Excuse me. You pick your side, but then you go to the book and you look at the money line, and let's say, I don't have it in front of me, but let's say the Raiders are plus 115 and the Bengals are plus 105. So they're both plus money. Go ahead. If you want to make money, you put it on the Raiders, the plus 115, because you like the better payout.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
That is the game you got to play with the counter. That's what you have to do. I mean, because if not, you're just donating. You're donating to the slot machine fund, to everything else. All right. So I like it, but that's a perfect example of what we were talking about with that.
I know what game you like.
Of course. What do I like?
You
Hit 'em with it.
You like the Cowboys at the Chiefs, baby.
That's the
matchup of your 2 other teams.
So there's your America's game of the week. Now here's your pretender and contender head-to-head matchup right here. This is going to tell you something. And this is the perfect time for both of these squads to have this game, because if you look at where Dallas is, they're sitting in that same kind of Titans seat, where the NFC East behind them is just like they've always are. There's a train wreck in their rearview mirror, right? And Kansas City is trying to bubble after 2 straight wins. Oh, man. I got Dallas, the 4th ranked team in the league, right? 7.5, touchdown and a half better than the average 10. And if I get Kansas City a field goal better, that's 3.5, that's 4.5 to Dallas. This says, and if I gave Kansas City home field for that, that would make it like a 1.5 for a 2. So I'm in the ballpark. They got it at 2.5, right?
Right.
To Kansas City. So what you're looking at right here, I mean, to be honest, is you would love to just go ahead and confidently run up there with that over ticket and lock it in based on Kansas City's defense and what we've seen from them. But in the last couple of weeks in these 2 wins, they've tightened up.
Your Chiefs have tightened up, and I need to quit calling them your Chiefs because people are starting to think
good.
that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're starting to get their shit together, as you can see. But I think this is going to be a real test, as you said as well, because Dallas had that little snafu, when Dak came back or whatever, and then, played last week. They played pretty well. Not sure if their defense is 100% healthy. They're not. Okay. But this is going to be a test for Dallas as well. A test for Dallas against Kansas City at Kansas City. This is, in all honesty, as much shit as I talk about the Chiefs, I don't think I want any part of this game because I think this could go either way. It could be one of those, what was it? Was it the Rams and KC a couple years ago in Mexico where it was like 97-94 or whatever it was?
Exactly.
This could very well end up being one of those games, or it could be a 13-10, because the schemes for both sides are just put on. But in other words, I don't know a damn thing about this game, but it's going to be fun to watch.
The eye test is real on this game.
I should have just started with that. I don't know a damn thing.
That's what it is. I mean, the eye test on this game is crazy because I would love to know, and I guarantee you, if we looked it up, all the money's coming in on the Cowboys. Because if KC is getting the points, you definitely want to take the dog with this, right? After just seeing the Cowboys full smash on the Falcons, and you just saw Kansas City full smash on Raiders. Damn it,
yeah.
Tripping. Yeah, on the Raiders, right? So you're going, okay, so the two allegiances take sides. But now where the money is involved, a couple weeks ago, we just saw Kansas City shit in the bed. We only saw the Cowboys take one deuce after winning a game with their backup. Okay? They won a game with their backup, then caught a deuce. The first game, Dak came back, and he came back week 10 and said, nah, I don't get down like that. Let me show you something. And he did. And they threw up 43, and they went crazy. So I think right now, I mean, the smartest thing that you could do, man, I guarantee you that all the money is coming in on Dallas. And I wouldn't be surprised if this damn thing goes down to try to get some of the money back, because Dallas hasn't looked like they've shown any weakness except for that last game before this one, when Dak just came back. That's the only one where they really looked inept, right? The first game of the year, we didn't count that. That's whatever, right? But they looked bad that game before last, but they came right back with it. And Kansas City, they feel like they're hitting a stride. They're talking that shit. They were talking that shit before this week 10 game with the Raiders and said, oh, we got our shit back, and they came right out and did that. So I think everybody is going to be trying to get in on that. And that one's going to be interesting, man. I would find some good props on this. The player props should be true for you. They should be true. They should work out. Listen to Cynthia Freeland. She'll probably tell you the number of the number of quarterback TDs probably come up right. The number of running back TDs, the number of yards, all that stuff will probably be right in this game. Because I think you're right. This game does have the potential to be like 17-10, but it also has the potential to be, 49-42. But I think it has more potential to be that 49-42, even if it ain't all the way up there, than it does to be 17-10.
Yeah, but the only thing I like in this one is the over 56. I'd take my chances on that one. Like Aaron Jones, shout out. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Get back. But as he likes to, Aaron Jones, not the football player, by the way. As he likes to give us that inside info when he's down there in Vegas about the money line and the spread, as you were talking about all the money line going, or the money maybe being on Dallas. We'll check it out. But when it's like 88%, 89%, or 90% or more all on one side of the money line or the spread, 99% of the time you take the opposite of that, it works out in your favor. So I just like to see. I just don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I agree with all the money going on Dallas. I think it could be split a little bit. I don't know if you're going to see the 88, 89% all on.
Who's more of a national public team than the Cowboys?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you there.
That's the only reason I say it.
Yeah, especially Vegas and putting the money there. So we're gonna have to check that out. Yeah, I think that's about all the games that are really interesting to talk about. I'll just gonna throw some. I'm just gonna throw some shade on the Arizona Cardinals and Seattle Seahawks.
All right, do that, and then we'll hit up tonight's game real quick.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Thursday. We skipped over. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Kyler Murray might as well just rest up his ankle another week, because I don't think they're going to need him for at Seattle. I'd like to think that the Seahawks can keep it close. They're a 2.5 point underdog in this one. It is a home game coming back. Russ, I'm sure he's still working out his finger 19 hours a day. Hopefully Coach Pete put Carlos Dunlap and DK in what do you call that? Therapy sessions for their temper tantrums and mental stability awareness on the football field and on the sidelines. So we'll see what happens there if Seattle come out and play. I have a good feeling that even if Kyler Murray does come back, I think that actually is better for the Seahawks, being since he's been out for a couple weeks now. You saw, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson last week, a little bit not on point. So we'll see. I'm interested to watch this game. Obviously, I'll be at the Trap, but I just don't have a whole lot to say after last week's debacle of 17-0 to Green Bay at Green Bay. But I'm hoping for a bounce back, and I think if they can get it right now, they're going to have to get it right now. Otherwise, it's a wrap for the season. So, and the division.
Did you see anything promising from? I mean, is there any hope? Is there a glimmer of hope out there?
Glimmer of hope? No, not from last week going into this week. Pete Carroll's still talking about how he wants to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. So you're going to have to, against that Arizona defense, to wear them down. They're going to get you for the first half, but hopefully you can just wear them down and open up something. But
would you play the plus 2.5 if it was Colt McCoy?
Yeah, I'd play the plus 2.5 if it's Colt McCoy, but I did just say that they probably have better luck if it's Kyler Murray. So I guess I better play the 2.5 if it's Kyler Murray as well. I'd like to take plus 3.5 because I think I can keep it within a field goal somehow, some way. I think that's my go-to for the Seahawks, that they can keep it within a field goal. They obviously didn't do that last week, but
where do you have Arizona?
Arizona, I have, well, this just goes away. 5 and 8 points better than an average team. So I'm saying that Arizona's 8 points better than the Seahawks right now because they're my average team.
Right.
I just said I'd take them at plus 2.5. I lied.
That's what I'm saying. I
lied.
I would make
Arizona minus 8.
That's what I'm saying. I got Arizona at 6.5, right, as the 5th best team, right? So I would make the line 7.5. So I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, I need to be running to the damn counter to put in an Arizona ticket, basically at 2.5.
You're right. Yeah. The numbers say so.
He said, I ain't got no hope, not even a glimmer of hope. That's a sad thing. That's a sad realization.
Again, what the fuck do we know?
A damn thing, because watch Seahawks come out with smoke.
Yep. And they'll win by 8. Complete opposite of what I have on my sheet.
Oh my goodness, bro.
All right, what you got for the Thursday night football, bro?
Oh man. Hey, look. To me, man, this is one of them games we talked about at the beginning of the year when they were building up the schedule. Here's your Super Bowl rematch. Right now, no Tom Brady, but you got a stand-in. They're doing just fine. I know what Mac Jones just did. Now, I think this is a failure with the eye test right here. I know that was the Cleveland Browns, but we just heard Rudy talk about how bashed they were and the issues that are going on with the departure of Odell Beckham and the defense is not getting to the quarterback. Well, they are getting to the quarterback, but nothing else has happened. They're not stopping anybody from scoring. And then a couple weeks back, we saw it didn't matter who Cleveland put back there at running back. The line was just making holes for anybody, right? And then Bill Belichick at it again, shuts the whole show down. Oh, bro, I don't know if this is 7.5. So it looked wild to me seeing the Patriots and Mac Jones with a touchdown favorite. Then I looked over at my sheet. Then I looked over at the good PR, and it says 5.5. 5.5 to New England would be the number I would make it. That's on a neutral. So if Atlanta has any kind of, home field, maybe it is a touchdown. What the hell do I know? So I'm thinking in this situation, this is the game I was talking about. Trust Bill Belichick, bro. He just played these jokers in the Super Bowl not too long ago. And they pretty much have worse than the Super Bowl team. They have everything but the Super Bowl team. The only thing in that lineup from the Super Bowl team is Matt Ryan. Okay? And there's nothing to lead me to believe that after Calvin Ridley left, that Atlanta can do a damn thing until they do it.
And Cordell Patterson probably out, right?
Yo, look.
He was their offense, wasn't he?
He pretty much. He was Cordell Stewart out there. He's busting a full slash. But they haven't done anything. They haven't put up no points. For fantasy purposes, yeah, Cordell Patterson has turned out to be something for them after Ridley left and having to do everything. But they lost to the Panthers week 8. You know what I mean? The Panthers, and that was without that was the game that Darnold got pulled and then pulled a rabbit out of their ass versus the Saints last week. To do what? To end up at 4-4. There's nothing to lead me to believe that Bill Belichick cannot repeat. Now, that's the reason why I started off with the whole Cleveland diatribe. Atlanta don't have what Cleveland has. And Bill Belichick just closed the door on Cleveland.
Right. Yeah. I think this is one of those you don't overthink. You just go with the New England in the -7, right? I mean,
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Somebody would have to come in with a whole court docket of reasons why I should bet the Falcons before I even considered it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, homie. I am definitely with you on that one. What else you got? Anything else for NFL or?
A damn thing, man. We all know shit, man. I'm trying to tell you. What are you doing? I mean, now I'm just waiting. Now that I've come to this revelation, this is a rare revelation that a man comes to in his life. When you understand, now I'm watching it, waiting for the bullshit to happen. I want it. Now I gotta have it. Right? I wonder how the story is going to turn, where the plot twist is, because I know it's there. And when they pull it with a tie with two teams that are irrelevant because they wanted to keep that team going into the damn the next window of games. I'm telling you, bro, this is deep.
Yeah, we'll see how this week turns out for sure, because halfway through, it's time for some teams to start making some moves and putting it together.
Open your third eye.
All right, let me see here. I'm just checking, making sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's all. We're going to let you guys get out of here. We appreciate you listening. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. Go to thisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy, ABH, announce Big Homie at homie_anonymous. Use that hashtag Stix and Sports to tell us exactly what the hell we do not know. Because
exactly,
as we've said, it's been a rough few weeks here at the counter, as Announce Big Homie likes to say. And we're going to bounce back and see what happens. But appreciate y'all listening. Thank you. Announce Big Homie, what you got for the people? Oh, wait, real quick before you get that there. Shout out to Rudy for coming back on. Appreciate you.
Yo.
And Aaron Jones, not the football player. We'll get you back on as well. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Homie, what you got?
Yo, man. Hey, look, remember the two dreaded words we used to hate around this time of the year? Black Friday. Oh, man, it's wild, bro. The whole lead up to all of this, and everybody wants to get in and go crazy. The supply chain issues. But that's not an issue. I'm out of the industry. I'm not worried about that. You know who I have beef with nowadays? People who putting up their damn Christmas lights and Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. Cut it out. Stop playing. There's plenty of time for that. Do you even know what you're making for Thanksgiving yet? No. Stop fooling with the damn lights. Subscribe, rate, review, listen, unsubscribe, review again, then subscribe again. Stix. Yo, we fixed it. This is Funner.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag StixandSports.
Winners don't make excuses.